How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Riddle Joker. So, we had some interesting revelations last week. I was quite surprised. So I over-exaggerated last episode. I didn't quite predict what was going to happen. I had a feeling that the class rep had some kind of suppression, some kind of odd things going on, that like there's going to be a lot more to her than what she was portraying. I could not have fathomed how much of a 180 her character would be, which was oddly refreshing. Now, funnily enough, I think she'd be cuter if she were a bit more honest with herself, but at the same time, I also think it's like a little like, she wants, like, I've never had a picture of a character, like, seeming to be looking out toward me, wish me death more. It's like, it felt a little more visceral than I've experienced before, so I'm colorfully intrigued. And Satoru is now effectively got to protect her. It's part of his cover from his like quick thinking, not so great cover story with her, and now it's his official mission because she is kind of important to the Astral community. So yeah, we got to figure out how to do that whilst also infiltrating and trying to root out this like person who has like been messing with people's minds, and now graduate, because like it sounds like we're going to be in here for the long haul because it would ruin us if we dropped out, so we better pass our classes. So overall, it's a lot of exciting stuff going on. Ultimately, I'm very excited. It's also making me think that all the girls are going to be really well developed and have a lot of depth to them, which is kind of a running theme so far, but I'm just surprised. So I'm really interested to see how the writing goes. So I've played a lot of games that have very similar feels like this. In fact, this is reminiscent in like some of the construction and themes to something like Ethereal. It's the Ace Academy games, like Ace Academy and Ethereal. Gosh darn it, I know it starts with E2. Anyway, but it's the Pixel Fade games. But this seems like on a depth that I've been really craving from Pixel Fade. Pixel Fade really nails some of the choice-based direction, and so I'm curious to see how this comes up to par. Like, obviously, this studio is incredibly well-funded, and, you know, Pixel Fade is an up-and-coming company. They're getting better and better, and they're getting more and more funding, and they're having more and more success, so maybe we're going to see them bloom into this someday. But it's kind of interesting to me to see some of the parallels and wonder if they've been taking notes from this developer. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really intrigued. As a person who enjoys visual novels and is critical of them, I'm very interested in this because I've never quite seen something like put together with quite this level of quality, and the writing seems to be up to par. So let's see how it plays out. But anyway, let's dive into more of the drama and see what kind of the fallout's going to be now that we have a kind of a mutual secret understanding with the class president. I'm currently standing out in the hallway, peeking into a certain classroom. It's a first-year classroom, but not enemies. All the kids inside are merrily enjoying lunchtime. Some are sitting down chatting, while others are getting up to either go to the bathroom or to the canteens. Basically, it's your typical hectic break time scene. Among the throng of people, I'm focused on one in particular. A timid-looking boy with glasses, Suga Hidato. Oh yeah, he's the one we are thinking might be our culprit. He's not with anyone else, just sitting in his seat, occasionally throwing a glance out the window. He seems lost in thought about something. Sure doesn't look like the kind of guy who'd willingly commit a crime. That's just my subjective impression, though. And besides, responding to a robbery attempt by giving the robber fake money is a rather passive approach. Consider how versatile his ability is, he could have easily fought them head-on. Also, my dad had mentioned this, but the idea of specifically creating fake money to get out of a robbery is a little odd. Also, I would have to point out here that the most successful con men are the ones you would like look at and not suspect. I mean, that's the same thing with like serial killers. Like, most people who are serial killers don't just look like a serial killer. Like, they wouldn't be successful if they just looked like a serial killer or how we picture a serial killer. So who's somebody who's going to be potentially scamming people and using fake money on purpose for perpetuating some kind of crime or whatever? Probably not someone you would look at and say, that person looks like they might commit crimes. It's just not the way that would work. And unfortunately for him, it's got him in an even bigger predicament than the one he was initially in. Yeah, I really can't see this guy being two-faced. I've come across plenty of them in my time at the SDF. So, okay, maybe he knows something I don't. You know, being a very normal, uninitiated, and uninvolved in crime person. People who seem too good and pure-hearted that you'd never imagine that kind of bad stuff. Imagine the kind of bad stuff they're up to. I've learned how to spot them by now, and this guy just doesn't fit the bill. He's the kind of person who's weak-hearted and timid and timid that if he ever committed a crime, even by accident, he'd regret it for life. Ah, this is that little friend. Hearing my name, I look back at the hallway and find the girl standing next to me. Oh, Mibu-san. Hello there. Yep, but I can't find her in there anywhere. It's a handy, excuse to have. Really? Well, I guess that explains it. Much to my embarrassment. Mibu-san lightly takes my hand and flashes me a smile. She's very forward. Oh, sure. Thanks. We're right in the middle of lunch break right now, which means the hallways are filled with students. But Mibu-san doesn't seem to care about the possibility of people seeing her holding my hand. Well, considering how much Nanami talks up her sociability, I guess that shouldn't come as a surprise. But me, on the other hand, I can't even remember the last time I held hands with a girl. I'm sure I did at least a couple times during school events and stuff, but outside of that, probably never. As sad as that is.
Nanami-chan? サトルくん? どうしたの? 千咲ちゃんと一緒に。お兄さんってば、ななみちゃんに用事があるのに間違えて C 組を覗いてたんだよ。だから連れてきた。
Thanks again, Mibu-san.
いいえ、お気になさらず。もう教室を間違えちゃダメですよ。
Yeah, I will.
それで、用事って何?
Yeah. Just kinda came to check on my cute little sis, you know? Gotta make sure she's not being bullied or teased. You can also invite her to lunch. That would be a great excuse.
サトルくん、そういうの恥ずかしいから。あ、ななみちゃんてるてる。かわいいって言われるの苦手？じゃなくて、今の発言がシスコンっぽくてキモいっていうか、そもそもそんな恥ずかしい兄がいるのがキモいというか。相変わらずお兄さんには罵詈雑言の嵐だね、ななみちゃん。だってそんな言い方したらお兄さんも傷ついちゃうよ。
Being called a creep does kind of hurt, yeah.
ほら、そういうのを直した方がいいんじゃないかな。
Oh yeah, we got a wing girl here. Yeah. I don't think I want her acting like some different person. Nanami doesn't need to change at all. I love her for who she is. Come on.
罵詈雑言が好きなんですか？もしかしてド M？
No!
サトル君のバカ！さっきから私のクラスで変なこと言わないでよ！嫌がらせなの！
What? I would never!
何か用事があるなら場所変えよう！ほら！
Oh gosh.
それで、なんの用？
Why are you angry? Actually, nothing.
妹をクラスの笑い物にするための嫌がらせ！ひどいよ！
No, I mean I was checking on Suga Hidato. The chief got in touch with me this morning. Said they discovered a security camera that actually captured footage of him in the robbery. Also, when those scooter thieves were shown his picture, they recognized his face.
忘れさせられたわけじゃなかったんだ。
Yep, they were positive they'd seen him before, but just couldn't seem to remember where.
それも認識阻害ってこと?
Interesting. It'd have to be. He probably severed whatever links their brains that had between him and the incident. Oh, and the other guy, Ono Kikokuni, had an alibi. They confirmed that he was at work all day.
実際に見た印象はどうだった?
My guess is he only created the fake money out of fright and desperation. The chief also said they found no further instances of similar fake money being used.
なら、二度と同じようなことをしないように、 忠告すればいいんだよね。
Well, I mean, technically, but now I've got another mission, and we also probably shouldn't drop out. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that tonight. I'll probably have to get a little mean with him. Don't wanna, but I need to get the point across.
有原くん、ちょっといいですか?
Oh, she might have been informed. Sure. I run into Kakimoto sensei on my way back to the classroom where she then stops me. What is it?
昼休み中にすみません。授業のことで説明をしていないことがあったのを思い出しまして。
Okay. Oh, is it something about my astral ability?
はい。と言っても身構える必要はありません。授業に必要なものを持っているか、確認を取りたかっただけですから。
Is that the one where we practice with our abilities?
有原くんは水着を持っていますか?
Oh, I don't, unfortunately. My previous school didn't have swim classes.
そうですか。ではすみませんが、準備をしておいてもらえませんか? 体育に必要となります。
Well, that sounds exciting and full of great thumbnail opportunities. Will any normal pair of trunks work?
はい。来週から体育の授業で使う予定だと聞いていますので。
Is it hot enough outside for swimming, though?
案内を受けていませんか? この学院には室内温水プールがあります。
Oddly, I swear we did talk about that, or maybe it was like casually mentioned. Oh, actually, I think I remember hearing that in the orientation video I watched.
空気中と水中でのアストラル能力の発動状況の違いを調べたりするんです。
Oh, that's actually kind of interesting.
他にも水に関する能力を保有する学生もいます。その能力を計測する際にも必要となります。
Quite like other things in my life, I imagine if I had astral abilities, it'd be quite useless. The only thing I have that would potentially would be that dream I had about being able to open portals. But that might have been just more about like, because that secretly like would be my dream power. So I imagine it was just, you know, wish fulfillment in my dream rather than an actual like potentiality, which is hilarious because there's no potentiality at all. But there's a part of me that likes to think so. Maybe a glimpse into an alternate reality or something.
そのため、季節に関係なく使用することができます。
Oh, okay. Is there a school-provided swimwear for classes?
一応はあります。ですが、制服のように強制ではありません。ほとんどの学生は自由な水着を着用しています。
Okay.
もし指定の水着でよければ、サイズを私に伝えてください。
Oh, okay.
それでは。
Hey, Kyohei, do you know any store I could get some swim trunks at? I know it's not a beach season, but I kind of need some ASAP.
水着? ああ、そっか。来週の体育って水着がいるんだっけ?
Mizuki must be swimming trunk. Or swimming suit.
どうかな。9月だし、今ならギリギリ最終のセールをやってる可能性も。
So I should be able to find something just strolling through the shopping mall?
多分。もしかしたら終わってるかもしれないけど、最悪スポーツ用品店に行けばあるんじゃない？
Gotcha. Thanks for the help.
ちょっと待ってよ、サトル。この街にはまだ慣れてないよね。
Are we about to have a bro date?
サトルさえ良ければ僕が案内するよ。その年で迷子になるのも嫌でしょ？
We're the same age. Sure, I don't mind, but you don't have anything else planned, do you?
構わないさ。初日の約束を果たすのにちょうどいいタイミングが来たってことなんだから。
Sweet. Guess I'll have you come with me then.
もちろん。ついでにおすすめの美味しいお店も紹介するよ。
Oh gosh. Oh, cool.
お任せあれ。
Nanami will probably need something too. I should invite her. I still feel bad about the whole thing with this Shikibi senpai and her, so I can make it up to her with this. Hopefully she'll be satisfied if I buy her a new swimming suit.
二人ともどうしたんだ？なんだか楽しそうじゃないか。
Hey, Hazuki. Kyohei is going to show me around the city.
そうか。行くのはいいが、外出届はちゃんと提出するようにな。
We need permission forms.
わかってるさ、それぐらい。
I feel like I was left in the dark. Hazuki, what's with that?
何？スオはそう言いながらも、コンビニに行くだけだからと、たまに出さないこともあると聞いているぞ。すぐに戻ってくるから面倒で。面倒な気持ちはわかるが、規則は規則だ。寮長としても守ってくれないと困る。
I mean, she's right.
ごめんなさい。有原くんは
こんな物臭にならないようにな。
Oh, I thought she was saying I was the lazy bones. Yeah, he's a good example. I rely on him to show me what not to do.
二人ともひどいよ。
すまない、冗談だ。それで何か目的はあるのか？
Kakimoto sensei said I need trunks for PE class next week, so I'm gonna go out to buy some.
水着か。そうだな。買うなら早くしないとな。
Yeah, that's where I'm going in this week. Also, Kyohei, do you mind if I bring my sister along?
僕は構わないけど、セールが終わってた時はさすがに案内できないよ。女の子の水着がどこに売ってるかは知らないからね。
You sure about that? I feel like you might have gone to one at a time or two before. I think you're projecting, sir.
サトル
What?
いくら僕が女顔だからって女装の趣味はないからね。それに実は女だったりもしないよ。
I feel like this is a bit of a touchy subject. Dang, I can't believe you actually read my mind so accurately.
その手のことは散々言われてきたからね。そういう目で見るのはやめてくれ。
I'm so sorry. I've had my troubles with my physical appearance in the past. I can understand. It's frustrating because when people judge you just based on how you look. And frankly, I imagine being especially a feminine male who, you know, wants to be like appreciated, accepted, and like looked upon as a male could be very frustrating. Can't imagine though. I don't know. I've been mistaken for a woman before, but that was like one of those fluke moments where someone just made a quick assumption. And because it only happened once, I imagine it was a fluke, not something to be repeated like over and over. Sorry.
まったく失礼しちゃうよ。
I'm sorry. The way he puffed up his cheeks like he did was actually kind of cute. Is he doing that on purpose?
それより水着だよ水着。
I know you mentioned sportswear earlier to me. Do they not sell women's swim attire?
そりゃあるだろうけど、可愛い水着があるかどうかは微妙じゃないかな。
Well, luckily my sister probably would make anything look pretty cute and fashionable.
女の子はやっぱり可愛い水着の方がいいと思うよ。そっけなさすぎると周りから浮くだろうしね。
I don't know if none of me would care about that.
それは気にするだろう。女の子なんだぞ。
地味な水着にするとしても、本人に選ばせてあげた方がいいんじゃない？
True, but at this point we also can't have, you know, beggars be choosers. Good point. We won't have to worry if she already has something, but she hasn't been anywhere near a beach or pool in the past few years of her life, so I highly doubt she will.
セール、まだやってるといいんだけど。二条院さん、時期外れに水着を買うときは、女の子はどこに行くのかな？
すまない。私はおしゃれや流行物などには疎くてな。
I see.
どこに行けばいいのかは私にも力になれず本当に申し訳ない。
Hazuki, calm down. Like, it's okay if you don't know something. Don't sweat it. It's no big deal.
そういうことは私よりも、そうだな、三笠さんの方が詳しいんじゃないか？三笠さん、ちょっといいか？
Uh-oh.
はい、何ですか？
Hi, Ayase, who I barely know.
有原くんが水着を買いに行くそうなんだが、もし彼の妹も水着を買うとなった場合、どこに行けば可愛い水着があるだろうか？
水着ならショッピングモールで売っていると思いますよ。
Even with this season.
確か今週末まで最終セールをやっていたはずです。
Oh, that's perfect. Okay.
そうか。では安心だな。よかった。
じゃあショッピングモールに水着を買いに行くのは決まりってことでいい？
Oh, yeah. Yep.
いい機会だ。私も一緒に行っていいだろうか？
That's not impertinence. Sure. Sure, that'd be fine with us. We're going this weekend. Does that work for you?
ああ、特に予定はない。せいぜいテレビというか DVD を見ようかと思っていたくらいだ。
So she's a movie person.
いつでも見られるものだから気にしないでくれ。
What kind of DVDs, out of curiosity? Also, it's kind of implying that she doesn't have a whole lot of, like, friends, which sounds very... Like, okay, she seems like she's a very sociable person, but who doesn't have any close personal, like, relationships. either because she feels like she can't, or she's just maybe too like she just struggles to form like true connections. Like Komi Can't Communicate is a recent like show based on the anime of someone with like social anxiety. But social anxiety manifests in a lot of ways. In fact, I think I suffer from a bit of social anxiety. But the thing is, I'm very functionally socially active. I have no real trouble communicating with people, and in fact, I kind of relish it at times. But prolonged exposure, especially to new people, is horrifically draining and stressful on me. So it's very much a reflection of my introvertedness, where I find it as a source of like challenge and something that's like, I don't know, like it's something to face, but it's not something I relish, if that makes sense. I also hate not being social at all, but like oftentimes that becomes a balance of like being sociable and like easy to communicate with, but I often struggle to let people in close. And I frankly am not sure if anybody really is super, super close to me. Even like the people I love and cherish the most. I still feel like there's a part of me that's too reserved to even like let myself be truly open all the time. And it sucks because I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. And I'm not sure if I want it to be more open or not, because that's just who I am, and it's the way I've always been. And like part of me wants to be open and part of me doesn't. So I wonder if she's very similar, where she is good at being like a responsible student and talking to people. She knows what she's supposed to do. She does it right, and she does a great job at it. She gets lots of praise for what she does and everything, but she also just isn't she's somebody who gets kind of just overlooked. She's not the first person to pop in the mind when someone needs something, unless it's related specifically to her job. Like, I wonder if she's never been able to go to the mall with friends before, and might not feel comfortable going by herself there unless she had to. So, like, this is like her way of like kind of going on a friend outing, even though it's with a bunch of people she barely knows. That's a little sad, you know? Because it sounds like something that she wants, but maybe doesn't have a good way to express. And there certainly isn't a great way to ask that. It's not like you can just go up to people and say, hey, I really want a friend. Can I be your friend? Some people can do that, but I can't.
いや、それは。
Alright, I'm gonna guess. She's a little ashamed about it. So she's either really into anime, or they're like really old time shows, because she talks in a very like formal way. So maybe she's just like watches like samurai shows from like the 70s and 80s or something. Sorry, you don't have to answer if you don't want.
まずいわけではないんだが、少々恥ずかしくてな。
What are you watching that'd be embarrassing? It's not porn, is it? Yeah, no way in hell. Nijo-in-san is a very serious, dutiful person, so I can't imagine her having any interest in pornography. She's a human being. I think everyone has at least a slight interest in it. I mean, in the first place, how many girls actually own porn DVDs? Probably not a lot. That's very true, especially in this day and age, and this is supposed to be in like the pseudo future. Yeah, probably not.
さっきから黙り込んでますけど。
Crap!
有原くんが考えてるような DVD じゃないことだけは確かですよ。
Hey, don't jump to conclusions.
なら何を考えていたんですか？
My first thought was that she said, when she said embarrassing was porn.
やっぱり変なことじゃないですか。
そもそも二条院さんは AV なんて存在すら知らなそうだよね。
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh my gosh, what?
なんだろうな。
Her face is red as a lobster right now.
知ってるんですね。
So, yeah, she's like trying to pretend like she doesn't know. Oh gosh.
知らない、全く知らない。私はそんないやらしい子じゃない。じゃない。
That's really adorable. Hazuki, it's you be human, it's fine. No one's judging harshly.
それがいやらしいものであることは知ってるんですね。
Gotcha. Screwed yourself good there, Nijo-san. Nijo-san.
ガバガバとか言うな。
Well, at her age, she has to at least know about sex. It'd be strange for her not to. Actually, judging by her reaction to what I said, maybe she actually is a closet pervert.
私が見ようと思っていたのは時代劇だ。勘違いをするな。
Okay, so I kind of was right. Isn't the historical drama like, wouldn't that be like old samurai movies, but maybe like more like pseudo documentaries, like something that's like based on factual events but maybe dramatized a little bit? An embarrassing one?
普通の時代劇。
なんだっけ、荒くれ大将軍とかが好きなんだっけ。
Oh, does she like watch the same one over and over?
ああ、だが鬼金ハンカチョウも好きだぞ。DVD も全巻持っているし、今週は鬼金を見るつもりだったんだ。
Okay. So she's just a geek for like old historical dramas. I get that. That's cute. I know that show. What's so embarrassing about it?
だっておじいちゃんみたいだろ。好きな番組が時代劇だなんて。
I don't know. There's something good about some of the old classic stuff. I mean, granted, I haven't watched a ton of older stuff, but one of my favorite movies of all times is 12 Angry Men. I'm talking about like the original black and white one. It's like a really old movie from a different era, but it's so well done. It's such an interesting drama. And so like, I could totally get into this. I personally, if I were there, I'd be like, frankly, I'd kind of be curious to see what you like about it so much. Like, it sounds interesting. And if it's captivated you, it'd be worth at least trying. That's how I found most of my favorite hobbies, is being like, wow, this is something you're passionate about, like to a very powerful degree. It must be worth at least trying. Really? I don't think so. There's nothing strange about a girl your age being interested in them.
そうか。でも子供の頃はみんなに笑われたぞ。
Okay, maybe grade schoolers, yeah, but grade schoolers get teased for everything. Well, kids are dumb. They'll tease you for just about anything. Yeah. There's really nothing embarrassing about it.
そう言ってもらえると助かる。
I like that she's so happy. Historical dramas, though. I didn't watch too many of those. I know I definitely haven't seen Onikin.
何？鬼金は素晴らしいぞ。面白いだけじゃなく感動もある。興味があるなら私が貸そう。
Alright, Hazuki is a girl after my own heart because she gets passionate. It's like, it's not so much now because I've started like getting into other things, but I still really enjoy Brandon Sanderson books. It's stuff I've talked about and mentioned dozens of times. I even have a second YouTube channel that focuses on Brandon Sanderson novels and just like the fictional lore and everything there, because it's really fun to do that stuff. She sounds like how I talk when someone asks me, oh, I might be interested in reading a new book. What about this Brandon Sanderson guy? It's like, I would just go, oh, you haven't read him yet? Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Here's this point, this point, this point. This is what you should do. I recommend you start here. Like, I can't stop talking about it. Sure, I'll take you up on that one of these days. I find myself backing up as Nijo-san's eyes sparkling inches ever closer to me. Dang, I never imagined she'd be this much of a history nut, but I guess it does suit her to an extent.
いつでも声をかけてくれ。鬼金を語り合える仲間が増えるのは私としても嬉しいからな。
And that's the ticket right there. You just find something you love and you want to talk. That's why I started this channel. Oh my gosh, I am a Hazuki. Oh my goodness, because I started this YouTube channel because I love visual novels and I had no one in my life to talk to about them. Like, I mean, people who who are like my friends or loved ones, they were like, okay, yeah, like they would listen, but it's like they weren't actually interested. You know, they didn't want to read through them and like talk about them. And so I started the YouTube channel because I was like, I want to share my first experience with my visual novels and I want to talk to people about these things. Dang it. So thank you. You're here. You're the living fulfillment of this exactly. Oh my gosh.
まあそれはともかく。予定はそれぐらいだから、もし二人が迷惑でないなら一緒に行きたい。
All right, so Hazuki and I, we're soul partners.
迷惑だなんて思ったりしないよ。
Exactly.
でもなんで男二人の買い物に二条院さんが？
Well, my sister probably too.
私も水着を買おうかと思ってな。
Ah.
授業で夏以外にも水着が必要になることもある。セールをしているということだし、新調しようかと思ってな。
Practical. Cool. You can come get one with us then.
ありがとう。よろしく頼む。そうだ、三笠さんも一緒に行かないか？
私もですか？
もし何も要件がなければだが。
休みの日もいつも取材とかで忙しそうだしね。ちなみに明日も何か入ってるの？
Interestingly, she doesn't now, actually.
いえ、しばらくそういった仕事の予定はなく、時間はあるんですが。
だったらどうだ？実は私はおしゃれには疎いんだ。だがたまには 可愛いものを身につけたいと思うこともあって。
Aww.
だから、助言をしてほしいんだが。
She seems like a sweetheart who just doesn't have a whole lot of friends. Well, maybe because she just doesn't really know how to initiate that conversation. Because who does, honestly? Like, I try to think back of, like, how I made my friends. I can barely tell you how. I don't really know. It just kind of happened one day. I don't know how it all works.
意外だな。
たまにだぞ。そういうことを考えるのはあくまでたまにだからな。勘違いするな。
そんな恥ずかしがらなくても、そういうのもいいと思うよ。
Yeah, I think you do. I think you look good in more girly feminine outfits.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいが、ちょっと恥ずかしいな。それで、どうだろうか。助言をもらえるだろうか、三笠さん。
私も流行に敏感というわけではありませんから、あまり自信がありませんが。
それでも、私が一人で選ぶよりは、だから、ぜひ頼む。
わかりました。二条院さんがそこまで言うなら。
This is gonna be an interesting trip.
ありがとう。
Sorry for dragging you into this. Kind of feel responsible.
いや、むしろ私の方こそ便乗してすまないな。
でも二条院さんはちゃんと水着を持ってましたよね。
夏休み前には授業に参加してたはずだよ。
それはそうなんだが、旦那、前々から買い替えようと思ってはいたんだが、機会がなくてな。しかし、このままだと。
So it's the I can't really I don't really want to say, but I've grown out of it, but I've grown out of it in the best way.
へへ
なんだ？
今の水着だときついんだね。
I guess it.
おい、スオ！そういうことをズバリと言うな！私だって女の端くれなんだぞ。いくらなんでもこんな場所で水着がきつくなったとか言わないでくれ。
Oh, Hazuki.
ごめん、確かに配慮が足りなかったよ。気をつけます。
分かってくれればそれでいい。まあ、そういうわけだ。
水着がきつい。もしかして胸か。胸なのか。
Hey, look at that. Oh gosh.
どうかしたか、三笠さん。
いえ、なんでもないですよ。気にしないでください。
She's so terrifying.
成長期ですからね。合わなくなることもありますよね。仕方ないですよね。
I'm sure everybody has that problem.
そうなんだ。
そういえば私も成長してちょっと水着がきつくなってきてるので一緒に買い替えようかな。
We should give her like that. Really?
そうなのか？よし。では一緒に買い替えよう。
I don't think Ayase thought this through quite properly. Bigger. Right.
何ですか、有原くん。
No, everything's fine, Peachy Keen. Huh? Oh no. No. She's slowly approaching me with that wicked smile on her face. I instinctively stagger backward, but she doesn't relent. After we separated a fair distance from the group, she scowls at me.
本当だから嘘じゃないから。
Look, I never said it wasn't.
そもそも確かにおっぱいは思春期に膨らみやすいのかもしれないけれども、思春期を過ぎたら成長しないということではなくて。
Now that I'm privy to her little secret, she can let all her little mental tirades out on me.
女性ホルモンの増加で大人のおっぱいも成長するし、マッサージや筋力トレーニングを行うことでさらに膨らみやすくなって包協トン、さらに倍。
Okay. How does that make sense?
だから私だって成長してるんだからね。成長したらきつくなるのも仕方ないのよ。で、太ったわけじゃないから私もおっぱいが成長して。
This girl.
本当だから、その目で私を見ないでよ。ちゃんと成長してるんだから。
At least that's true. For the upteenth time, I did not say anything to the contrary. That's an achievement. Plenty of room to grow. Look, I believe you. Your current swimsuit feels tight around the chest, so you're buying a new one, right? I'm not doubting you, so just calm down. Nijoin-san and Kyohei are already looking at us weird.
二人ともどうかしたの？
いいえ、なんでもありませんよ。
The spider freaked out mere seconds ago. She somehow manages to switch back to her usual calming demeanor just like that. Her smile is so sweet I could almost picture flowers behind it.
ななみさんが一緒に水着を買いに行くかはわかりませんが、少なくともここにいる人たちで水着を買いに行くということで。
Yeah, I'll go find her. I'll get back to you guys later once I ask her.
わかった。
よろしく頼む。
But for real, the way you could just flip on a fake persona like that, like that, at the snap of a finger is unreal. Like, I'm almost worried about your mental health. I agree.
お褒めいただきありがとうございます。これも修行の賜物ですよ。
The more I learn about you, the scarier you get.
それも褒め言葉として受け取っておきます。
Please do, because otherwise you'll kill me.
細かい予定は後で決めよう。まずは授業だ。先生が来るぞ。
There's a cable under my chair and it's causing me problems. So you're set so you're set, or do you need to come with us?
持ってきてない。というか、持ってた水着は数年前のものだから、絶対に合わないと思う。だったら、買いに行かないとまずいね。ななみちゃんって、顔に似合わず結構いいもの持ってるもんね。そりゃ収まるわけないよね。
I keep having this thought that I'm sure is wrong, but for some reason I keep thinking like Chisaki is like, she's so adorable. What if she's actually like an evil mastermind? Like what if she's the one that's manipulating the dollar stuff somehow, or like manipulating him to manipulate the money? Like, oh my gosh, that actually might be true. Maybe not her. Chisaki, she just seems like over the top cute and like too convenient, honestly. So like part of me is like suspecting her, even though it's it's absolutely ridiculous. But I was thinking, so what if that kid, he might have used the fake money to get out of a pinch, but what if he's being used to do other things like that, like which is why he had the fake money, but he's being pushed into it by somebody else, you know? So there's an actual mastermind behind everything.
ちょっと千咲ちゃん、こんなところで何を。そんなに恥ずかしがらなくても誇るべきものだよ、それは。まるで見てきたかのような言い方はやめてほしい。ちゃんと見たよ。一緒にお風呂に入ったじゃない。そもそも服の上からでもわかるしさ。むしろ並んでお風呂に入るとき、私の方が恥ずかしい。同じ年なのに。聞いてくださいよ、お兄さん。ななみちゃん、浮くんです。ぷかーって浮くんですよ。
Wait, is that a thing? Really? I mean, it makes sense, I suppose. Huh.
だから、そういうこと言わないでってば。
Calm down, Nanami. All overreacting does is draw more attention to it. Well, anyway, should I go ahead and tell the others you're coming for sure?
迷惑じゃないなら、私はいつでもいいから、よろしくお願いします。
Okay. Oh, do you want to come too, Mibu-san?
いいんですか？
Sure, if you want to.
ぜひお供したいです。それで、ななみちゃんの水着を選びたいな。私？自分のじゃなくて？ダメかな？選ぶのはいいけど、あんまり派手なのとか露出が多いのは困るよ。わかってるってば。派手だったり露骨に露出が多すぎると下品に見えるもんね。そこら辺は考慮する。
I'm not that mean.
それに最終的な決定権はななみちゃんが持ってるんだから、無理強いなんてしないよ。それならいいかな。
How kind of her to allow you to purchase what you want.
やった。
Do you know a lot about clothes and fashion stuff, Mibu-san?
詳しいわけじゃないですよ。でもなんていうか、可愛い子の服を選ぶのって楽しいです。
Aww.
そんでもってその服が狙い通り似合ってたらめっちゃ嬉しいです。
That works out nicely. Nijoin-san also needs to pick out something, and she wanted some advice from other girls.
二条院先輩ですか？ 綺麗な黒髪にスラッと長い手足、大抵の水着は似合うでしょうから、そんなに悩むことないと思いますけど。
I mean, I agree.
でもお力になれるの嬉しいですから、一緒に行かせてほしいです。
Thanks. We've gotten that squared away, which just leaves one last thing on the agenda for today. Gotta go and muscle up on the kid. I do some basic stretches to see how my body's doing. Seems perfect. Don't feel any pain or aching. My head also feels fine, so I'll be able to use my ability without any issues. Let's do this. Suga Hidato lives in a dorm 4, which is the one next to ours. It's obviously not close enough for me to open my window and jump over, but a walk over there isn't more than 30 seconds at most. I don't think it's raining or anything else. I go over to the window, double check, and lo and behold... What is your problem? Why? You really like this rope swing thing, huh?
だから遊びじゃなくって見てないで助けお兄ちゃん死ぬかと思った。
You need to stop before you actually do. Seriously, call me before you do something like that.
やっぱり心配だからこの部屋でサトルくんのことを待とうと思って。
Wait, is this about the swimming suit thing? There's nothing to be worried about, really. Security is much laxer in the dorms than it is in the school building. I've already checked into it and confirmed I'll be able to get in without her assistance.
言うと思った。だから直接来たんだよ。いくら大丈夫って言われても気になって眠れないの。それに私はサトルくんのバディなんだから。
But...
別に一緒に連れてくなんて言ってない。サトルくんが帰ってくるのを部屋で待ってるだけ。
Okay.
それともどうしてもダメかな、お兄ちゃん。
God, how could you say no to that? I feel like she's always making use of her little sister charms when she's requesting something of me like this. Fine, you can wait here. And being a brother, I can't ever bring myself to say no to her. Plus, she could probably heal us up after anyway. Okay, heading out now. I'll see you soon.
いってらっしゃい。
She said be careful. Like, Itenishai just means, like, you know, come back. Wake up. Oh, look at his decorations, I just noticed. Wake up, I said.
Huh? Nani? Nanda? Yume ka?
Bet you think you're fetchin' clever, don't you?
誰だ? どこにいる?
Open your eyes, kid. I'm right in front of you.
まさかアストラル能力一体どうやってここに
Quit your yapping, kid.
何なんだよ
Quit screaming, for goodness sake. It's the middle of the gosh darn night. Don't you have any consideration for your neighbors?
こんなわけのわからない状況誰だって
I know about the fake money you created to fool those crooks, kid. Seems like I'm right. Saves me time of having to interrogate you. Well, you ready, kid? It's time to pay for your little fetch up.
待てよ一体何のことだか
Thanks to you, the cops got suspicious. Right after we were finally getting ready to go forward with our plan, too. Our crap was effing foolproof. No one, not even the effing appraiser, could tell it was fake. And our sponsors were were really looking forward to getting their hands on it, let me tell you. For right as we get excited thinking we're finally going to recoup our investment and rake in the big bucks, some crap-looking counterfeit bills got found. Our whole business is effed now, kid. You understand that?
なんで僕はただカツアゲされそうになったからそんなつもりじゃなくて
I don't give a crap what you were or weren't trying to do. Fact is, you messed us over big time with that dummy decision of yours.
弁償します僕が全部弁償しますから
We're talking about money you wouldn't even earn over your entire life, kid. Paying ain't an option.
そんな
You took this little joke of yours too far, pal.
違う僕はただカツアゲされそうだったから後悔したよ取り返しのつかないことをしちゃったんじゃないかって使ったのはあの時だけなんだ本当だ
Cool. I don't give a crap. If you don't want this to happen, you never should have used your ability like that. It's too late to regret now.
許して。お願いだ。許してよ。もうしない。二度とあんなことしないから。もうしないってば。
Good. You'll have plenty of time to make amends in your next life.
そんな
Did he pass out? I might have gone a little overboard. Yeah, definitely. I was talking to the guy like some Yakuza boss. I usually hate lying, but when it comes to dishing out punishment like this, I get really into it for some reason. I mean, it's not like I enjoy doing it. It's necessary. And if he did something like that again, he might seriously end up dead. I have to be mean for it to have any effect, but I honestly have to say I didn't expect him to straight up faint. Hopefully he's learned his lesson, though. Oh, and before I leave, gotta leave something so he doesn't think it was just a dream. I take a piece of paper out of my pocket. It's a plain piece of scrap paper with 10,000 yen scribbled on it. It's a fake of his fake. Basically a reproduction made by me of his counterfeit bills. Those are important pieces of evidence to us, so unfortunately I can't take them with me, let alone do what I'm about to do with this one. I ripped the paper and spread it all across his desk. That should do the trick. This should make him much more wary to use his ability for things in the future. Of course, he'll be going onto his watch list from people with potentially dangerous abilities after this incident, unbeknownst to him, that is. But considering the alternative, namely getting arrested and getting kidnapped by some criminal group, I'd say he got into it pretty good. Now to make my escape. Ugh. I jumped from the 3rd floor and landed safely. Cautiously surveyed my surroundings and pick up as much information as I can. Sights, smells, sounds, nothing strange, quiet, and still a typical night. I don't seem to have been discovered, which is good. Better hurry back to my room. But upon taking a single step, I hear a splashing noise from below me. My foot feels like it stepped in something. What is this? Looking down, it confirms it's a liquid. There's so little of it, though, it'd be easy to miss. It's transparent, has no smell, nor any stickiness. Water? It didn't rain today, which only begs the question of how it got here and nowhere else. Gah! My body reacts reflexively before I could even process what just happened. What the fetch was that? A small projectile whizzes by mere inches from where I was just standing. Holy crap! After it hits the ground, it bursts apart, scattering and wetting the surrounding area. Water balloon? A water bullet. That must be an astral ability.
懲りずにまた三笠さんを襲いに来たか。
Uh-oh. What?
だがそうはさせん。私の大事なクラスメイトには指一本触れさせないぞ。
Hey, Hazuki has water abilities. What's Nijodian-san doing here? It's way past lights out at bedtime.
そこに直れくせ者め成敗
Oh, no, yeah! Immediately after she shouts that, another water bullet flies toward me. I managed to twist my body and evade it.
多少乱暴ではあるがおとなしくしてもらおうか。
How could you pinpoint my location? I have my stealth function activated right now. Is that the work of some ability or what? Fetch, I don't have time to sit and contemplate that. Priority number 1 is now needs to be getting the heck out of here. I turn around the opposite direction of the doors and break out into a dash. She shouldn't be able to get pursuit without being able to see me.
反応がない。いや、そっちか。逃がさないぞ。神妙にお縄を頂戴しろ。
Fetch, I knew she had some way of finding out where I was. Response, water. Can she sense the water? I can't shake her off. What the heck's going on? Even looking past how she's rendering my stealth completely useless, her attacks are still somehow coming after me with impeccable precision, despite the fact that I'm weaving in and out of her blind spots. There's just no way she's relying on sight alone to track me, but then what the heck is she using?
お嬢ちゃん、侵入者は？
申し訳ありません。見失いました。姿は見えなかったのですが、ここまで避けられるとはただものではないでしょう。
You don't seem like a normal person either.
まだこの付近にいます。
すぐに応援が来る。無理をするなよ。
はい、ありがとうございます。
手伝いの学生さんに任せて悪いな。
いえ、大丈夫です。任せてください。
What's this about her being a student volunteer? Ah.
詳しいことまでは知らないけど、防犯カメラの数を増やすとか、新しいセンサーを取り付けるとか、
Right.
機材の設置には時間がかかるから、しばらくはマンパワーで何とかするらしい。
They're recruiting from students with astral abilities that might help them do their job of protecting her. So this extra manpower they were getting at didn't mean security guards, but Astrals. That's not the turn of events I expected. If I don't figure out something out quick, I'm screwed.
よく聞けくせ者。ここは完全に包囲している。逃げ場はないぞ。おとなしく出てこい。
Crap.
素直に出てくればよし。出てこないなら多少の怪我は覚悟してもらおう。
What do I do?
出てくるつもりはないか。そうか。残念だな。
That's a little terrifying. Crap. Can't tell if I'm panicked and accidentally moved my body or what. Suddenly I hear a sound of Lee's wrestling.
そこ
Crap!
やったか。
Oh, it was a cat.
猫
Her shot was slightly off, so I chose to stay still and brace for the potential impact. It seems like my gamble paid off. Considering the misfire by her, it must have also been the cat, not me, who stirred the leaves.
もしかして今のは全部あの子が小さいから姿も見えなくて申し訳ありません。猫でした。私早とちりしてしまって。
She was so close to catching us, though.
いやいや、頼もしいよ。まったくだ。まさか、猫にまで気づくとはな。
あの猫にも悪いことを怖がらせてしまいました。謝りたい。
あの猫は学院の敷地内で暮らしてる。そんな機会もあるさ。
今度私を見たら逃げ出すかもしれないのが辛いです。
まあ、餌でも持っていけば大丈夫さ。人には慣れてるしな。にしても、アストラル能力ってのはすごいな。今のが能力かい？しかし、なんでこの天気で傘なんて持ってるんだ？
能力が能力ですから。これがないと自分の体も濡れてしまうことがありまして。昔からよく傘を持っていたんですが、そのせいか傘がある方が集中力が増すんです。
Interesting. Hazuki is interesting.
へえ、ここに通う学生さんでもそういうのがあるのか。
まだまだ未熟者で恥ずかしい限りです。
いや、十分だよ。
勘違いで騒動を起こして申し訳ありません。猫が引っかからないよう張り巡らせる位置をもう少し上げた方がいいかもしれません。
Threads.
しかし驚いた。まさかただのペットボトルの水があんな風になるとはな。
Oh, she uses them as like snares, like a web, but with like thin trails of water.
しかし、お嬢ちゃんが寝たら維持もできないんじゃないのかい？
普通ならそうなんですが、今回は大丈夫です。学院の研究でアストラルを固定させられるんです。
Really
それを使え
interesting.
ば私の意識とは関係なく朝ぐらいまでなら維持できるそうですから。あとはアストラルの反応を探査しておけばいいんです。
That's very well applied.
そいつはすごいな。さすが吉科学院だ。しかし、さっきの水の玉は突然現れたように見えたが。
It's probably from like water vapor.
私は多少であれば空気中から水を取り出すことができるので。
Ah. Holy crap, that was close. Somehow managed to escape without being discovered, but boy, when she shot that last bullet at me, I was saying my prayers. Hit the ground mere decimeters away from me. She can shoot water bullets and extract water from the air, so does that mean her ability is water manipulation? But she also mentioned threads. Wait, don't tell me she... I strain my eyes to focus on the bushes to see if my hunch is correct. I don't see anything, but no, that can't be right. Fine, we'll try this. Oh, bingo! I found the threads of water. They're cleverly hidden behind shadows in ways that make them near undetectable. They're ridiculously thin, though I hadn't enhanced my brain's information processing capabilities through my ability just to see them. I'm assuming that whenever something makes contact with these threads, Nijonin-san is notified via Astron feedback. Analyzing them closer, they seem to be placed in almost all the camera blind spots. This was well thought out by her. But dang, this makes things a million times harder now. Well, at least I know how she's able to track my position even though I wasn't visible. And these things are going to be up till morning, she said? Ugh. Astron fixation was what they called it. Maybe that was something they developed by studying Shikibi-sensei's ability? Well, that doesn't matter. Need to get back to my room quickly without tripping it off any of these And no more sneaking out after this. I'll probably want to lie low for the time being. Interesting. That was cool.
サトルくん、どうだった？
One sec. I stopped Nanami with a hand to look out the window. Okay, good. Nothing out of the ordinary. It doesn't seem like anyone spotted me on my way back. Sorry about that.
それより何かあったの？
Just about had my run with the security guard fellas. Thankfully I managed to get out without being seen, though. But on the flip side, we're probably not going to want to go out after at night for a while.
まさか、何かミスしたの？
No, not that. I'm talking about something completely different from what you're thinking of. The mission itself went fine. Considering how he reacted, I doubt we'll have to worry about anything like this from him ever again.
本当？ならいいけど、それなら面倒って？
Can you give me a glass of water? I'll tell you after I get some liquid in my throat. That close call was so nerve-wracking that it made my throat dry up.
はい、どうぞ。
What if she can listen through water, though? That'd be crazy. Thanks, Nanami. As I listen to the soothing voice of my sister, I take the glass and drink. The tension leaves my body and my beating heart calms. Oh, I'm exhausted.
ほっぺたどうしたの？血が出てるよ、少しだけど。
I immediately wipe my cheek and find that she's right. That's blood, alright. Can't have been one of Nijonin-san's bullets, not a single one of them grazed me. Must have been a twig or something that cut it.
すぐに治すから、じっとして。
I'm fine, Nanami. You don't need to waste your ability on a measly little scratch like this.
ダメだよ。たとえ小さな怪我でも、任務中にできたものは治しておかないと。
She's got a point. That could, like, alleviate potential, like, accusations.
怪我が証拠になったりもするんだから。
Well, yeah, but still.
怪我を治すことも任務の一部。わかったら、こっちに座って。傷をよく見せて。トゲが刺さってるわけでもなさそうだし、このまま能力で治して大丈夫そうだね。
Okay, I'm ready.
慈愛の天使よ。その息吹で、傷を癒したまえ。
Immediately thereafter, she reaches out for my cheek. Like last time, feel a gentle warmth spread throughout my body. Honestly, Nanami's ability is a real lifesaver for someone with a job like mine. Well, technically, it's beneficial for just about everyone. Researchers recognize this, and as you'd expect, they focus a lot of their initial efforts on developing technology based on healing abilities, but they've yet to make any breakthroughs. The reason is actually pretty simple. Healing is much harder to control and adjust than other abilities, which only makes integrating it into technology so much more difficult. Yeah, because if you take that ability and you mess it up, you could force mutations, you could make people explode, like, it could be bad. There's no sense in healing a wound if it only results in an outbreak of another someplace else. Also, Astrals with healing abilities do the needed control and fine-tuning on a subconscious level. Basically, it's all intuition-based. Nanami makes it look like cake, but it's actually an immensely difficult thing to get right. And then you also have to remember that Astrons react differently to everyone. How fine-tuning works exactly differs from person to person. Basically, the point is, healing abilities are very complicated. Incidentally, the SDF once tried their hand at it by infusing memory fiber with healing Astrons, but they encountered an insurmountable number of problems, so the project was quickly scrapped.
はい、治った。他に言いたいところは？
Nope, that was it. Thank you so much, Nanami. I don't know what I'd do without you.
どういたしまして。とにかく、無事でよかった。おかえり、お兄ちゃん。
Tell her about the water. All thanks to you.
リドルジョーカー。
Alright, so, oh look, it's the beginning of a new chapter, chapter 2-1. But yep, that is where we're going to end for tonight. Definitely a longer episode, but come on, that was like the perfect place to go. Hazuki, ooh, she's really caught my attention now. She's very practical, very effective. She's got a cool sounding power, dedicated, kind, and she's a geek. I mean, come on, like how could you not love that? So I'm really interested to get to know more about her, but yeah, so we've pretty much been introduced to, I think, all the characters whose routes are going to be in this game, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, we'll have to see how this goes, especially the shopping trip, which will be really fun to see. So I'm excited about all that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel, especially to the patrons who helped select this game. Give them some love, please. It means a lot to me, but especially it means a lot to know that they're here supporting me directly. But of course you are too. You're watching this video, regardless of whether you're a patron or not. So thank you so much. It means the world to me. I'm really excited to see how this story goes and plays out. As I said before, I've been very, very impressed. Not just with, like, of course, with the layout of the game. Like, I think it's probably one of the best built visual novels I've seen. But so far, the story seems really compelling as well. Not so choice-driven, but that's okay. Like I said, I still think Ace Academy is the pinnacle of choice-based gameplay that I've seen, because it combines, like, two things. One, choices that matter, even if they're, like some that are important and some that are minor, but, like, the choices that you make influence the story and are even referenced later on, which I think is really cool. But the other thing about it that was amazing was the timed choices. There were choices where you had a time limit of like 3 seconds to decide, which I think added a lot of like natural like tendency and like instincts rather than constantly thinking things through and making choices like that, which was really cool to see. I still think that that's a feature I want to see in more visual novels, and sadly hasn't been appearing as much. So I don't know, maybe there's a lot of negative review about it that I never saw, but I personally was a huge fan. Anyway, enough about visual novel details and whatnot. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and until next video watching me, I'll see you next. I'll see you there.